Good morning, everyone. There is something that happened on July 8, 2022. That is about the Kuje prison break by the Boko Haram members. Boko Haram members stormed Kuje prison. When they stormed Kuje prison, they broke the entrance. They shot so many people. They released people who have been detained in Kuje prison, their members. And Channels Television reported this. It reads, Kuje prison attack, federal government declared fleeing Boko Haram suspects wanted, release photos. Now, this video is an art of research because yesterday I saw a leaked memo from the Department of State Service, DSS, that they are downgrading. I will explain all these terms to you. They are downgrading the names of terrorists who are in their watch list. In other words, they are forgiving terrorists. They are downgrading their name. If their name is on the watch list that anytime they see them, they will arrest them, they will downgrade it and send memo to all their agencies. Forget about arresting this man. That is what downgrading means. Like when Sowore was about to enter Nigeria the other day, there was also a leaked memo that they upgraded his arrest on the watch list, that immediately he entered Nigeria, they should arrest him. The same thing was done against Nnamdi Kanu back then in 2014. Now, why is it that the Department of State Service, I know that they are controlled by the chief of, what is it called? The president is the controller general. He is the chief of all armed forces. He is the chief general. Anything he says, they do. But, one would ask, why are they now downgrading the names of terrorists, forgiving them, when we have a country that is being ravaged by insecurity? Now, when I saw the memo, I started doing research. I discovered that this name, Musa, among the people they downgraded recently, is a member of Boko Haram that has been declared wanted by the same government. Now, I want to take you back to what Channels Television published then. It reads that the federal government has declared all Boko Haram suspects who fled the medium security custodial center in Kuje, Abuja wanted. In a statement on Friday, the Nigerian Correctional Service revealed the names and photos of 69 inmates who escaped from the correctional facility following an attack by terrorists 3 days ago. The following are faces and names of inmates with Boko Haram and terrorism cases who escaped from Kuje Correctional Center during the jail attack on the 5th July 2022, he said. Now, I want to take you to their names. Their names are Mustafa Omar, Shehu Abdullahi, Suleiman, Idi, Suleiman, Zakaria, and so on and so forth. Down there, before the last two names, you saw Ibrahim Musa, right? Follow me. This is a product of a research so that you will understand the concept of this video very well. Now, this is Ibrahim Musa there. I hope you are seeing it. That is Ibrahim Musa. Now, I went on to check what really happened. Why the DSS is downgrading that Ibrahim Musa, that he is no longer wanted. Now, look at this memo. This person was placed on watch list November 2023. That was when he was placed on watch list, according to this memo. Now, and the memo reads DSE 9A/5457. Look at the topic there on board. Downgrading of watch list action. All these things are security terms. You might not understand it, but let me just read out what it means for you. I am directed to inform, yours means your department or your section, that the Department General of State Service has approved the downgrading of watch list action, a suspected terrorist against Ibrahim Musa, and the number is what they wrote there, and they said with immediate effect. This is for your strict compliance. So that is the memo. Now, why is it that this man, they are downgrading his terrorism profile, meaning he's out of charges? I just went to figure out for you where Channels Television published this man that is among the people about the Kuje prison incident. They broke the Kuje prison and they free everybody. They place him on watch list. Now they are forgiving him. This is how they have been doing all the whole terrorists in Nigeria. And tell me, if this government is aiding terrorism, how can terrorists end? Someone should answer this question. How can terrorism end? You know why I keep on bringing all these things out, exposing all these things? I know that you can't even see, so many media organizations bringing forth something like this. It will be very hard for you to see, mainstream media talking about these incidents happening in Nigeria, how the governments are aiding terrorists. Nobody is talking about it. Look at it. I'm just reading out everything to you. Look at it. Now, why I am so much anxious about all this insecurity and terrorism act being linked to the government in Nigeria is because of Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nnamdi Kanu's case is a case that is so crucial, is so important to so many people. There is no court in Nigeria that have found this man guilty, and he is still being held in detention. But look at the terrorists are being left on one way or the other. They are just forgiving them, living. What kind of nation are we? What kind of country is this that pets terrorists? But the innocent people, someone that court has declared you are not guilty, they are still holding him. And that is something that is awakening so many people's conscience, that this country is not a normal place. This country is supposed not to be one. This country is not, a sane country. Many people are not happy with the situation of things. But your emotion, your anger can't change anything if you do not take action. If you do not take necessary action. By the way, no matter what we talk, the government can never come out to address all these things. Because they believe that Nigeria has two sets of people, the slaves and people who are enslaving them. The slaves are the ones who don't talk. No matter what is going on in Nigeria, they don't talk. They can't even talk at all. It doesn't matter what is going on. Even though they say everybody lie down, you match their head, they will be suffering as minded. I don't know the kind of people we have in Nigeria. Something also came to my mind. I said, it could be because these people were born and brought up from this situation. They were born and brought up from this calamity. That is why they feel that, this is how the world is. Unfortunately, that is not the way the world is. Now, the way the federal government are handling the insecurity situation in Nigeria, that is why all these Akida, all these terrorists, that is why they are coming into Nigeria. They are coming with boldness. The whole borders are porous. Now, maybe you must have seen this video for some time now in circulation. This video, you see the beret they are putting on, like that of Hamas and all those people. These people said they are Akida, that they have come, to support the ISWAP and so on and so forth. These people, if the federal government are taking, a decisive measure against insecurity, they won't come into a country that is not theirs and be flexing muscles. This is happening and everyone is keeping quiet. The only thing I want the citizens to do is to continue to resist the government. Is to continue to make the government to fear the people. Because if we do not raise the standard where the government will fear the people, everything you will be doing, they will be sabotaging. Even though you want to secede out of Nigeria, they will keep on sabotaging it. We must raise the standard where the government will fear the people so that there will be liberty. And that is what is going to happen. So there is nothing new about insecurity in Nigeria. There is nothing new that the government is, supporting or aiding the terrorists. There is nothing new about that. It is done to everyone. Everyone knows that the federal government, especially the APC government, is being is controlling the terrorists in Nigeria, aiding them. Now, before the assumption of the APC government into the presidency, that is in the year 2015, when they ousted Goodluck Jonathan, I saw the same people that time. I think they have not formed APC, CPC, and AC. AC is Tinubu's side, CPC is Buhari side. So Buhari, through CPC, always talk and said, if you fight Boko Haram, it's a fight against the North. Right from that time, I ever knew that there is a problem, that something is wrong somewhere. And these people imported all these people so that they can destabilize the nation through their own gain, because they believe that all these people have the same religion with their own. So they can do anything, they support them, it's the same Islam, it's the same mission to Islamize Nigeria or to win an election according to Senator Nani Abaribe. This is the situation we are facing.
In trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria. And a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. What has happened in Nigeria is that most of the time when something comes up today, we never sit back and say, how did we get to this point? We got to this point by virtue of the fact of the effort to remove President Jonathan. There had always been this herder-farmer clash, but it never got to this point where whole communities were exterminated so that some people will be roaming freely within their land, which is what happens in Plateau and in Benue State.
I think Benue is the worst hit.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because most of the banks of the Benue is lush because it's watered by the Benue River. And so these people came and they want. And who are these people? And that's a question that we have not dealt with. The bill first said that we have to confine these people to the ranches within their states of origin. And somebody woke up and said, no, every Nigerian has a right to go around. There's no such thing like a state of origin. Why will anybody make that statement? Reason is that in trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria, and a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. If you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he will tell you that there's something called the Bororo Fulani. And that Bororo Fulani are these imported ones. They don't own land. Therefore, what they want to do is to settle in Nigeria. They were given free passage, let me just say it, by the Buhari regime. And we were shouting at that time, don't bring people into Nigeria who are not Nigerians. They won't have sympathy. They won't know what has happened. All they want to do is displace you, take over your place, and roam freely within that place.
But there were cattle herders as well.
They were, but the Nigerian cattle herders were not carrying AK-47 rifles and other.
So these guys brought their guns with them.
So these guys brought their guns with them. First thing they did was to start to rustle the cattle belonging to Nigerians. And so a Nigerian herder who loses his cattle has nowhere else to go. He becomes part of them because he is given, okay, you either join us or you got nothing. And some of them, of course, joined. And so we have this complicated problem. And this complicated problem is what we want to solve by saying, can we confine you to a particular place? If you have, okay, what you want to do is to move your cattle from where there is grass to another place where there is grass, and you can roam around with them. And I also pointed out on the floor of the Senate that Governor Ganduje at a particular time said, my state, Kanu, has more than enough land for all the herders in Nigeria to go around with it.